Today we're working on the Pfaff Creative Icon 2, and let's talk about needles and how to properly change them, and let's touch on when you should change your needle out. So first off, one of the great tools that came with this machine is called a multi-purpose tool. And the reason I love it for changing needles is because this little opening is perfectly positioned to come right up the needle, and as you unscrew it, this will catch it so it doesn't accidentally drop into your machine. Yay! You can just come up here, untwist the screw, give it a little wiggle, and it'll drop right in. This is the first time I've taken this needle out, so it's probably a little tight. There we go. If that is the case, a little back and forth is what I did, and it loosened it because this is, like I said, first time from the factory that needle has been taken out. Now back to this little holder. The nice thing is that it has a flat side on the back. Do you see how it's more of a D shape than anything? So when I go to put a needle back in, slide that needle in, it will hold it with the flat side to the back, take the tip of the needle, drop it down the foot, and then come straight up. Now make sure that needle comes all the way up to its highest position. If you don't get it all the way up there, and like for example, well, number one, if it's not at the highest position, you're going to have some sewing issues. Number two, you might have some threading issues with your automatic needle threader. So keep that in mind. I love that I can hold this. I don't have to get all my hands in there, and I can gently tighten this screw. Now, I said gently because what you want to do with a screw for a needle is you don't want to over tighten it. If you over tighten it over time, it is actually going to break what's inside here. And then you're going to try to do it one time and the needle's going to just fall right out and you're going to need a new part. And your Pfaff store can help you with that. But to avoid that altogether, you need to find that perfect tightness. So it needs to be tight enough that it doesn't fall out, but yet not over tightened that you are working against and working too much with that screw holding it in place. So kind of find that. If you're using a screwdriver because it's easier with your hands, make sure you're not over tightening it. It is something that we are seeing, and it might happen down the road over time, but just kind of find yourself that happy medium. Don't be over tightening it. So needles are so important with your machine. It is the smallest piece that we change out the most often, and yet when we change from fabric to fabric, we do find that needles are so crucial. You will need different kinds of needles for different fabrics. So we'll put a list of some needle helpful tutorial links down below in the description where you can learn all about needles. And throughout our tutorials, as a different needle might be suggested, definitely kind of keep your eye out on, for example, a bigger needle to use with thicker thread, a finer needle to use with finer thread, and then of course with your choice of fabrics, thicker fabrics need bigger sizes of needles. But there's ballpoint needles and denim needles and embroidery needles, and there's so much to learn. Don't feel like you have to learn it all at once. You can definitely just start learning. Make sure that you take some time, if it's a new type of fabric you're working on, is to learn which needle would be ideal. Have yourself a variety of needles, and a variety pack did come with this machine, so that will get you started. But don't forget to go back to your store and refill with brand new packages. And the last question people always ask is when to change the needle. So if you're getting any skip stitches or your thread is breaking, change your needle. If you're having more of that, you might need to clean the machine. And we have a video on how to take care of cleaning out from underneath the throat plate. And that will also make a huge difference. Changing your needle, the correct needle for thread, and the correct needle for the fabric choice, and cleaning your machine are 99% of what people need to do on their machines to keep it running smoothly. Check out all the video links that we've put below. We've got online courses for the Pfaff machines as well, and I know as you go through these, you're going to master this machine inside and out.